And welcome back to Movie Nerds, folks. My name is Tom. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about three things. First is the best show on television as of today, and that is The House of Dragons Season 2. And we're going to review a couple movies. There's a big movie that came out this past weekend. Don't know if you saw it or not, but Deadpool and Wolverine. And also, we'll be reviewing Twister. Come join us. As per usual, I have my co-host here, Dave. How you doing?
Good, good.
It's been a while. We had some technical difficulty with
Yeah.
my technology.
Oh, are we gonna finish our review of Acolyte today, or
I don't know.
is
Oh
not
yeah, we were
worth
supposed
it?
to do. Let's do a real
Okay.
quick Acolyte season finale or the whole series. Uh, I like the series. To make it short and simple, bad writing, bad show. Whoever's the showrunner is, who was directing, they're just bad. But they redeemed it with great fight scenes. I think good. There's a couple good character there that I love. That I thought is I like the show. I like the show better than Boba Fett with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that made it really
and
terrible.
and I like it better than Ahsoka, and just because of the fight scene, I think it looks cool and it's different. It's different than any other Star Wars that I've seen. But I'm gonna give it a rating for this show. It would probably be 5 out of 10,
Okay.
and the five is just redeemed by two characters and the fight scene. It just
Which two?
the writing is just bad. There were certain
Yeah,
things in there that
yeah,
make no sense logically. Logic within the Star Wars world, it just didn't meet their own logic. They kind of go out on their own way to make it
yeah,
weird. So, but
yeah.
that's my take on the series. What's
Yep.
yours?
Elements that didn't really fit with the overall story. Like I don't know, that little tracker, whatever slapstick they were trying to do. There.
He was so stupid.
Like, dude, why is this thing humping their leg? What is happening? Yeah, just for the most part, things didn't make sense. I'm with you though. Like that last fight between Soul and Smilo Ren, whatever that character's name, Kymir. What's his name? The Sith dude.
Oh, I don't know his
The
name.
two Asians. The two Asians had the best fight scenes.
Yeah, I know
So those were fun. I enjoyed those.
the last episode fight scene was so cool.
It was rad. It was
It was
pretty rad.
rad. Yeah.
Yeah, but for the most part, lots of things didn't make sense. Like the yeah, character motivations, flip floppy
and they
storytelling.
and it's like they made the Jedi look like imbeciles,
Intentionally.
idiots,
Intentionally,
intentionally.
I think that was intentional. That was the reason they did this whole series, was to make the
I know.
Jedi look like,
That's why
it's
that's why The Last Jedi is a great movie because Luke Skywalker wanted to destroy the Jedi because there's a reason why, and this show proves it. And so,
yeah, yeah.
what would you give this a ranking?
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd probably give
I
it a 5.
still I still
Maybe a
think
4.
it's beyond better than Boba Fett. The only thing people are gonna say, excuse me, oh, Boba Fett was better because the last three episode that they brought the Mandalorian in.
Mandalorian
Come
2.5.
on, dude. They had to tag team it. Give me a break. It was lame. And
That's
so
like calling Captain America Civil War a Captain America movie.
I
That was
know.
an Avengers movie. Um.
That is
Anyway,
that is our review
yeah.
of the Acolytes. Let us know what you thought. Your thoughts are. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you are like any other people out there? Like the critics hate it, but the fan loved it for some reason.
I
Is
think it was
which is
opposite,
kind of
wasn't it? The critics liked it and the fans hated it.
I don't. He's one of those. I'm not sure, but
If you look at
yeah,
the Rotten Tomato scores, like the critic rating is pretty high, but the fan
yeah,
rating is
it's
stupid low.
insane.
It's like 14%.
So let us know what you think. Comment down below if you like this show. If so, why? If you're not, why? Or if you want to yell at us for liking it, for giving it a 5 point out of 10, whatever. And so Let's move on really quick. Big news. Comic-Con was this week,
Oh
and
yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
OMG.
They went away from King Dynasty. That's not a thing anymore.
Kang's
Rightfully
no
so.
longer it's
Rightfully
the
so.
stepchild that we heard of, and it's all gone. Now it's
Doctor
because Loki
Doom.
season 2 tamed him to a certain extent, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so now we get
Doctor Doom.
two Avengers movie, and we get a
Oh
Doctor
yeah.
Doom played by Robert Downey Jr. He is
Yeah.
back.
Whoa. Like, really? How much is this costing Disney to
I
bring
don't
him
know,
back, man?
but
Like,
when I found out when he pulled out that mask, there was rumors that he was coming back and playing as Doctor Doom, but it wasn't like a solid rumor. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be
yeah.
RDJ,
I heard that he
RDG,
actually
whatever.
auditioned for the Fox Fantastic Four back in the day.
Maybe he did,
He did like a general audition for Doctor Doom and didn't get it.
maybe, but
So
he's back in the MCU. He's playing Doctor Doom, Victor
Victor
Von
Von
Drake,
Doom.
Von
It's
Drake.
Von Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Von Doom. That's why he's
But
Doctor
but
Doom.
here's the thing: are they gonna keep with that traditional name, Victor, or are they gonna go with Tony Stark? Because remember, as once what's his name? Oh, Two Face from Dark Knight says
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
you live long
You either
you
die the hero or you live long enough to
live
see
enough
yourself
to
become the
the
villain.
villain, and I
Yeah.
think
Wait. Is this like a Tony Stark variant? Is that what you're saying?
yes, it is. Is if the story goes, he can't be Victor Von because it would make no sense for him to play that role because
Why?
we know him as Tony Stark, and now that the multiverse
Yeah,
comes into play,
well,
what
we
if
knew Chris
his
Evans as Steve Rogers,
I
but he
get it.
was Johnny
Although here
Storm
in
in this
Deadpool,
one. He's
I
still
know.
Johnny Storm in this one.
Here's my thing is that I think they should write it non-traditional, and that means that what if Tony Stark never got captured? What if he became? What if he
Oh,
instead of being captured by those terrorists and do some, and because remember he was really arrogant and was
oh
going
yeah,
down the path
oh
that
yeah,
was kind of
yeah,
like an evil dude would go down the path until he was in that cave with that doctor who kind of like talks some sense into him to becoming the guy who saved, the universe. But here's the thing.
yeah, yeah.
What if that never happens? What if he goes on and living his life and becomes evil and realize
Okay,
I have the technology to rule the world and becomes evil?
yeah, I can
That
see
is
that.
menacing. And you know what would be
I can
like
see that.
playing a mind F to Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man looked up to Tony Stark.
Oh
And when he comes, he
yeah.
has to deal with that part. I heard somebody said that and I was like, oh my gosh. That is so cool. That is so. That would be such a great writing for Tom Holland to play, and he's a
Oh
great
yeah, yeah. That'd be
actor.
good. That would be
Yeah.
good, and he would
So
deliver. Right, he'd deliver a really good performance,
yeah,
wouldn't
my
he?
sideburn is getting ridiculous. Anyways,
Time for a haircut.
I know I was gonna go in today, but the thing closed early.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, what you think, Rob? RDJ back in the? Do you think you like it? You don't? Weird,
I'm
interesting.
indifferent. I'm
Yeah.
indifferent. I think like RDJ, like he's done nothing but prove himself for the last 20 some years.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so well since 2008, so the last 14 years
Yeah.
of what he can do. Yeah, not only his range, not only like what he's brought to the MCU, but his range in general, even since 2008, since coming out of rehab and
I
getting back
know.
on the horse, like and so to bring him back in the MCU, I think is that's fine, I guess. I don't
I
know.
think it's
I think it's
desperate.
weird.
I think it's
You think they're
desperate.
yeah.
I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
desperate.
yeah. I'm
Bring
with
back
you there.
The Russo brothers are
The
coming back
Russo
as
brothers are
well.
doing both those
But
Avengers
yeah,
movies.
they're batting what? I mean, if
Well,
you
they did
think about it, they're
what did they
4 and
do? They
0.
did Winter Soldier,
Winter
the debut
Soldier,
Civil
Civil
War,
War,
Endgame,
and Infinity
and
War.
Infinity War. So
Four of the
yeah, they're batting
best
a
top
thousand.
five.
They're
Most
batting a
people have
thousand, I'd
those.
say.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're
So
doing really well. They're doing really well.
I had a feeling, and there was rumor that they weren't going to come back because Kevin Feige made them an offer and they said no because they were going to go a different route. But when they got Robert Downey Jr. back as Doom, I think that's when they decide, okay, we'll come because they mentioned it in the past that they want to do Secret Wars. They
Oh
didn't
yeah.
want to do Kane Dynasty and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
because it didn't make sense for the man, my cyber is bugging me today. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't think about that. It does show some desperation.
no, it
They
does,
need an
but
A-lister to lead this, and
it's okay. I'm sometimes desperate times call for desperate measure.
yeah,
Or is it the other way
yeah.
around? Yeah,
They
yeah,
were. I mean, if you think about how the MCU started, they were kind of desperate anyway. They only had rights to a few characters,
yeah,
which is how the first phase one got off the ground.
yeah,
So they were desperate just to do something with the Marvel IP,
yeah.
and then you bring in and RDJ's performance from the beginning.
It's good,
So
really good. So
like
I'm
they're just
intrigued.
gonna ride that his coattails a little bit farther, I
So
guess.
now we know that Fantastic Four has to connect to them.
Yep.
So somehow he's gonna show up in he's gonna be showing up in different cameo and or like post credit scene for in the
Yeah.
movies and so they're gonna
Yep.
set that up and so I'm interested. It's interesting to see how where which stories they're gonna go towards because if they go with Victor Von Doom, I think that's not gonna work. I think they just keep it Tony because if he's gonna go back and fight the Avengers, they're gonna be like, "This is the guy that we fought
Yeah.
together." Like, I think that's like a perfect rich write for people who to write about to be able to like instead of going the traditional way. I think it's just bringing something new. Because come on, guys, not all comic books movie are exactly the same like the comic
Well,
books. They're not.
and
They
I
can be.
this will probably get us ahead of ourselves, but with the things that happened in Deadpool, they've shown like
Oh yeah.
the multiverse that they what they can do, right? Like you have
Well,
these what do they call them? Anchor. What do they call them?
the huh? Anchor beans,
Anchor beings. Yeah.
beans, whatever.
So like Tony Stark in 616, whatever, anchor being that sacrificed in Endgame, right? That continues on, right? That's like the sacred timeline.
Yeah. Which I
And
feel kind of
then
weird. Like you can come from a different universe and become an anchor being at a different universe, which is no way for me.
yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing. And then we'll talk about
So
Deadpool. We'll talk
if
about
we
Deadpool
if
later.
we got Tony Stark as the anchor being for this other
But they said,
universe
but that's what I
for
mean.
Doom,
Yeah, they're setting
that's
it
kind
up
of what
that
they're doing.
way.
Yeah.
They're setting it up that way. And so,
Yeah.
anyway, folks, anything else?
As far as San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah.
what else did they do? They did as for Marvel anyway. They
Nah,
did
I
the
mean,
Thunderbolts. They did
Fantastic Four came out, the
Fantastic
cast came
Four,
out, Thunderbolt,
Thunderbolts,
Captain America 4. So they got
oh
all the
yeah,
casts
yeah,
out and stuff. Not the most
Captain
they
Falcon.
didn't really announce anything except for the last thing about the two Avengers movie and
Yeah,
director and RDJ and so yeah. Anyways,
yeah. No, I
mm,
can't think of anything else. That is some pretty interesting news
it is. Drop
for
the
the
bomb
MCU.
on them. Folks, what did you think? Did you get to see the it was pretty cool. He came out and
Oh yeah, they had a bunch of Doom, like
yeah,
people
and then he
dressed up
came
as
out and
Doom.
and everyone went crazy hard in a hall
Yeah.
H and so dude,
Yep.
if they ever move Comic Con to Vegas, it'd be so much better. Just a bigger place. If
Yeah,
you ever
bigger
been to
venue.
San Diego in that area, it's
It's
not
not a great venue, huh?
capable to hold 100,000 people that comes there for Comic Con, and so. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's move on. Let me do a little bit of review on House of Dragon
Get it.
and then Twister. My wife and I saw Twister, and well, can I say we loved it? We loved it. It's so
Okay.
good. But
It's good.
anyways,
Okay.
House of Dragons season 2, folks. It is the best television series out there. And I'm watching Cobra Kai season 6 last season. I'm watching all these different shows. The Boys was great, but not as good because we're just going in circles with The Boys.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Nothing
nothing
new.
nothing new there, but I love the story that's going and the character that's coming up and all that stuff. And now I'm liking how it ended in the season finale for the boys. how everybody's on the run now, and all of a sudden Starlight got her power back, and she's flying. She flies like a
She
pro
flies now.
apparently now. Anyways, when she couldn't fly like a pro in
She's
the season, but
well, she's like Captain Marvel now.
I know. So, so I'm watching a lot of, but man, House of Dragon. There's nothing. Every episode is so good, but the best one has been uh 5 and 7. Is to see the dragons coming together, to see the epic, like they're building up this tension and this emotional roller coaster between two houses, the green and the black, and who has the upper hand, who has the big dragon. The biggest dragon is on Team Black, but the second biggest dragon is on oh no, Team Green. The second biggest dragon is on Team Black, plus other dragons. That they introduce two new riders who claim these dragons because they're they're they have Targaryen blood in them, and the
Mm,
dragon
okay.
recognize it and choose them to be their riders. I don't know what to. I'm not doing spoiler for this because I everything else will be spoiler, but not for House of Dragon because it hasn't ended yet. It's season 8. I read the book,
Oh,
so
you
the
did?
book
Okay.
and the book is completely different. Episode 1, if you watch it, Son for a Son, it didn't
Yeah.
happen the way it happened.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not gonna spoil it. Well, once the season's finished, we'll talk about it even more by episode. But I'm just giving you a quick review of what's going on. And right now, the queen Rhaenyra is gathering all the half blood Targaryen who they go and they you know had a little bit of fun and
Sure,
and
sure.
now so to claim dragons to be among the gods as she calls it, and only two out of like 100 and something, only two came out with the dragon, and now they're provoking.
I
Vagar
was
is
gonna.
still the biggest dragon, and it's
Okay.
the like it's big. But
I was
this
gonna.
this is
I was gonna
called the
ask a
Dance of
question,
the
but it'd be
Dragon.
okay.
If you guys ever watched Game of Thrones, there's a scene between the heir to the throne, the king something I forget, but his daughter who has like a lizard like a scale face, and she was they were ashamed of her, but anyways she was reading something and she was reading the dance of the dragons between the house of the Targaryen and and the Team Green, whatever they call those people. The Targaryen as well. They're just fighting. It's a civil war between them, and so that's where the show is from. That one scene where she's talking about and
Okay. Okay.
but tragic happens. I'm not gonna give it away because I read the book. I know exactly what happened. But you know what? I'm okay because they're shifting a lot of different characters, and there's some characters in the book that they're not using, at least not yet, that are awesome dragon riders and awesome characters, and yet they're not in there. Hopefully, maybe they'll flesh it out in the third
Hmm.
season, but we'll see how that goes. I just finished episode 7. Oh my gosh, Dragon Vertimore. Holy is big, is mean, and there's a guy that names Hugh, which is a weird name
Hmm.
for a House of Dragons show,
Yeah.
who claims him. And all the way he claims him was a bad A moment, man. It was so good. Once I'm done recording here,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Uh,
watch it again. But yeah, folks, check it out. Season finale is next Sunday. I'm gonna see if our former guests, Jared and Aubrey, will come on and talk
are
with
they
us
watching
because
it?
they're watching it.
Okay.
Dude, you need to. I know you're a
I
busy
need to
guy.
get caught up. I'll
He's
get
getting
caught up.
caught, and so, but that's for right now. House of Dragons season 2. Go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the season so far, if not, how can you not? It's such great writing. This is just even if there's no dragons in this, it's just so intense, and the conflicts between the two houses it's just it keeps you going and it keeps you engaged, and so I love it. I might love it even more than Game of Thrones
Really?
first two
Okay.
seasons.
Okay.
But the reality is House of Dragon has an advantage because people have already seen Game of Thrones and have an idea what the House of Dragon would be like. And
Yeah.
so,
Yep. Yeah. That makes
Anyways,
sense.
let me know
Okay.
what you think
You
of the
say
show.
you're watching Cobra Kai also. What's
Yeah.
are they releasing the second half of the season later?
Yeah, actually they're
Because they've
doing
only
three.
released five
They're
three
releasing three.
releases.
Yeah.
So is it 5 episodes at a time?
Yeah.
So really, it's like
Have you
three
caught up
more.
with it?
There's like 3 seasons left then.
Have you watched all five already?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well then you know what? Next time we'll review that too.
Okay,
At each five we'll review it because yeah,
okay,
I'm on episode three, and so I
okay,
haven't got a chance yet. But anyways, let me
okay.
go. Let me go on to a movie that I saw with my wife that
Yeah,
I
tell us
thought
about Twisters.
Twisters.
Is it a sequel or is it
Babe, is it a sequel?
any
No,
connection to
not
Twister?
really. And there's no reference except there is reference to the first one, but it's not a sequel. I don't see it as a sequel either, but you know what? I didn't care. Bro, instead of in the first Twister, which wasn't
Yeah.
that great of a movie if you think about it,
No,
but it
no,
was so
no.
good because it's iconic.
Yeah.
They're trying to get more data for the tornado in the
Well,
first
that
one.
was a premise for the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so they can have more warnings and stuff like
Yep.
that. Well, in this one, they're trying to disrupt the tornado with
Uh,
some science junk, not junk, some science stuff that I have
like
no clue what they're talking about, and I
like
don't even know if it's
launching
real.
bombs into the
But
tornado.
so it sucks up this powder stuff, and
Okay.
and when it I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about, and it absorbs into the tornado, and it just bursts and just destroy the tornado right there, right then, and it stops it from stop the wind, stop everything.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so I thought it was like, okay, well, they have to do something different. And I'm happy that they did. It was something different that that the first one, because I thought, oh, they're gonna do the same thing. They're just gonna chase
Yeah, I mean that's
tornado
what
and get
the
data.
trailers
Well, yeah,
made it seem like. Yeah.
they're trying to get data as well, but at the same time, the main character played by I don't
Glenn Powell. Oh, not Glenn Powell.
Something Jones, Edgar Jones. She's been on a lot of movies. She's been on a lot of like Fresh. Have you seen Fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Sebastian Stan. That
Sebastian Stan. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's in
yeah,
that one.
that was an interesting movie.
Weird movie. And then she's been in, where the crawdad crawls, whatever that movie is, which one that wasn't that great. But so she's a good actress. Her main character is, she has her friend. They were trying to experience the experiments. Her three of her friends got sucked into and her boyfriend got sucked
Yeah.
into the tornado and died. And so now she has trauma, and one of her friends survived. So they trying to brought in. It is a okay. Look, it's not. Let's be real. It's not going to win an Academy Award. It's not going to win any type of award.
No, it wasn't even nominated for like visual effects or anything like
I
that.
don't know about that. It might, but
Okay. All
it
right.
was such a fun film to watch. To
Did you
get
see it in IMAX? Was it
No,
going for
in
IMAX?
I think I saw it in the Cine One theater for
Okay.
Harkins, and so, but man, it's fun, and the chemistry between all the characters, Hello. And the character between all of the characters, the chemistry is on point. Um, and what's his name, dude? Glenn
Glenn
Powell.
Powell.
He's good, man.
He's got
He's the
some
post
range, man. I'm
he's the poster
surprised.
boy for a lot of movies gonna be coming now. 'Cause he's got a lot of range, and he doesn't just pick movies. He actually he takes what Tom Cruise does and make sure that he likes it. It's good for him, good role. But
He
the
did one on
chemistry,
Netflix that was kind of interesting.
Headman,
Yeah. That
it
was entertaining, man.
was. It's a good little role for him to do different range with him, and so
Yes. Yeah. Kind of a demo reel of his
yeah,
range
yeah.
that he can do. He did a great job.
But he was good in this too. I thought he was gonna be one of those arrogant, but they have a backstory for him, and he's actually a good guy. It's everything is on point. What I will say that I thought, of course, there's some things that happen. I'm like, okay, let's be real. So they those people would have died. You know, it's just there's not some things in there that aren't logic enough for me to be like, oh, that's not real. You know, that's not real.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I came out of that movie is that after the tornado was done, they do a great job of showing the devastation of what a tornado can do
Okay.
to a hometown in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Like, is I don't know why people want to live in Oklahoma or in the middle of but it's cheaper. I get it, and you know, you and stuff like that. But when that tornado comes around, you ain't thinking about being cheap. You're like,
Yeah.
you gotta get
Yep.
that guy there. It's it's
S-
devastating and
So what
it's scary, man. Like
what
to
are
be
some things you didn't like about it?
there was it's got a little mess the pacing sometimes it just wasn't you know like kind of slowed down but then it goes back. It's just you know, the pacing wasn't always like there for me. There's some characters in there that I thought was you know, kind of, you know, same type of character that I've seen before.
Some red
They had a
shirts?
backstory. They had a backstory for her friend. You know, it didn't really do much. It didn't really affect the story. He was working for a realtor guy, this rich guy who take advantage of people if their house is something we're gonna they destroy, we're gonna fix it for you. But he kind of buys their land and kind of like screwed them over type of thing. But it
Yeah.
didn't really play in what the story was about. Was that is they're trying to figure out how to disrupt the tornado, and so
Yeah.
it's just a little bit backstory that it didn't need to be there.
Okay.
Uh, but other than that, it was just a I you know, sometimes I watch a movie and I critiqued it, but this time I just had fun. I just watched it. It was just a fun summer blockbuster that I would recommend people to go watch it. I think it's one of those things that you will enjoy. I give this
Okay.
movie probably 7 out of 10,
Okay.
7.5 out of 10, and I think it's worth the money to go watch it at the theater. You know, it's different. You know, when you watch movies like and you watch it like we're gonna talk about Deadpool in a minute. The enjoyment of the experience with other people does increase the
Yeah.
the, the like how much you like the movies and stuff like that. And so, but 7.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Twister.
Okay.
Go check it out, folks.
I'll check it out.
It's a fun movie. Really fun movie. And so, all right. On with our last subject. We're gonna talk about something that I never thought that the MCU would have.
Yeah.
Deadpool versus Wolverine. It has made over 200 million opening for the weekend.
Is it this like I heard that it's the highest
The
opening
highest
weekend
rated
for an
R.
R-rated movie.
Yeah, right. Rated R movie opening ever. The last one was Joker. It
Oh,
beat that.
okay.
Yeah, it beat that. And
Okay.
folks, just to be warned, this is a spoiler review. Cameos. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved all the cameos.
They were pretty great.
And it wasn't a cameos. They were roles. They
Yeah.
actually plays within the story of the movie. Dude,
Who
Gambit,
Gambit.
Gambit,
Yep.
Shannon Tatum. I want Gambit movie now, dude, because he
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
cool.
They had greenlit one a while back, but it just
Yes,
never happened,
Fox
right?
did, and it
And
never
it
happened.
with Channing Tatum.
Yep, with Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
He looked
Blade was great.
I
That
thought I
was
was surprised to see. I was like, what?
Yep. There's only been one Blade, and there only ever will be.
And then Deadpool looking at the camera, like, ew.
Electra.
I thought she was great. And the fight scene with them, it
Yeah.
worked, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Um, who else? Henry
Lady
Cavill kind of
Deadpool,
surprised me.
Lady
Lady
Deadpool was
Deadpool.
his wife,
That was
Blake
Blake
Lively.
Lively.
Yeah. Uh, who else cameo?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Henry
Um,
Cavill as Wolverine. Who else?
at first, when I looked, I was like, that's not Harry Cavill. But then I looked at it again, I was like, oh,
That
dude,
dude is
that is
huge.
him.
That's a
Huge.
huge guy, and he turns around. Yeah,
He could be the next Wolverine.
that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Marvel do
So
him justice since DC screwed him over.
I know, man. They did him bad, and so we get this movie, Deadpool.
Oh, Chris Evans
Oh, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm,
as
which
Johnny
was
Storm.
awesome.
Yeah,
When
that
he
was
first
great.
came out, I thought, and he said Cap. He goes,
Yeah.
"Blame on." I was like, "No, he's he's Johnny Storm." That's so awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So let's get the cameo out of the way, and they're great. I love them all. Um, Overall, the movie, it was a little bit messy. There were times
Yeah.
that I thought it was all over the place, and
Yeah. Yeah. I did have a hard time following some of the elements, right? Like why did and maybe I was tired, but I didn't understand why all of the Deadpool, like the Merc, all the Deadpools came after him. I didn't
no clue,
understand that piece. Yeah, why
no clue.
that was just to show all the different
But
variants of Deadpool.
but it was awesome killing them.
Yeah, that was cool. And then they all
Yeah,
come back,
I know. But the one,
except for
what the
Nice
one,
Pool.
except for yeah, the nice pool one, he was so funny, dude.
How long does it take you to regenerate?
Nope, we didn't.
How
He
was
did
I
that.
supposed to know?
There were
It
funny
was
moments,
fun. Oh yeah, it was fun.
and
Um,
there were some jokes that didn't land. The guy, the TVA dude, the one,
Paradox.
paradox. Some of his joke was kind of
Yeah.
lame,
Yeah.
and yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I might be the minority. I thought it
So
was just
yeah. Go ahead.
I just
And I'll
thought it was
follow.
just a good movie.
Okay.
I don't think it was that great. I don't think it was like this.
I don't.
I still think Deadpool one is better because it was more character driven
Yeah.
about him more than anything. So, which is fine. I would put this number two, and then
There was some big budget bloat
yeah.
in
I
there.
mean the bad guy. It's just it wasn't.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything. She was bad at the beginning. She's still the bad at the end. There was
Yep.
one moment with her, and with Hugh Jackman, who
Yeah.
that moment was beautiful. But
So
then they trashed that with her going and becoming bad again. It's like what?
yeah. Yeah. Well, Hugh Jackman, his whole performance was awesome. Like
He's
the
the reason.
chemistry between him and Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds, like
he
since
he
since X-Men Origins Wolverine, this is what we've wanted
yeah.
from Wolverine and Deadpool.
So he's the
For the
reason
most
why
part.
my wife went to see the movie.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, he see huge Jackman without a shirt on.
And so, oh man, he was.
He's so ripped. Man,
And
how
so
old is he? 60?
almost. I think he's still 50 something.
Man.
And his thing, he carried the acting part is him. He carried the acting part,
Yes.
the emotional part. Him and X-23, or
Yep.
is it X-30? Is
Yeah,
23? Yeah,
X-23.
I thought that was a beautiful moment, and it was it was a fun film. I laughed my butt off,
Yeah.
and the camera was great. There was it was a little it was I find sometimes a bit messy in the middle of the movie and second act.
Some of the elements were a little overdone,
Yeah,
overplayed.
overdone. My favorite
The
part is when they saw all the dialogue with all the people, the cameo with Electro,
Yeah.
and then that one room that was
Yeah,
so
that scene was
funny.
great. That was
That
pretty
was
great.
so funny. It's like you are gonna die. You read the room. You read the room. And you know what? I have to say this: no one can play Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is just so good with his character. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, man.
Yep.
He was ridiculous. And so, anything that you didn't like, or anything that you like?
Yeah. So I mean, I liked pretty much the whole thing. Some of um the pop music and the fight
Oh,
scenes,
dude, that was fun. Oh, man.
I liked it. It's a little too much for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little too
he
much.
he did the actual dance to the song too. I
The
thought
bye
that
bye
was
bye dance.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
in
That
the
I was
beginning.
so
I
it
like
was
it.
so
I like it
funny.
as like an opening element. I like
Yeah,
that. But then like they just kept doing it, kept doing it. Like the
yeah,
Madonna song with the Deadpool fight, that was fun. Um I I kind of wish it would have just been like part of the song and then
yeah.
continued. Right? Like when they were fighting in the van, that was fun. And
Oh, that
he
was
slams into the
brutal, dude.
radio. Yeah, he slams into the radio and the music stops, and I was like, "Oh, okay, the music's over. Great, let's just get on with the action." No, they brought it back,
I
and the
know.
music kept coming. Um, so yeah, I think that was a little overplayed, in my opinion.
I agree with you
Um,
there.
big budget bloat, right?
And it's gonna
But
make a lot of money. This movie's
they
gonna make a
didn't
lot
pull
of money.
any punches on themselves. They let Ryan Reynolds, and for the most part, that's what I think, right? They
No,
let him do what he wanted to do.
no, dude. They gave him. You know how many treatment of script they gave Kevin Feige until he okayed it? Like 8 of them.
Really?
They
So they
until
did.
they
He
they
did.
had different. They had different iteration of the movie until he mentioned Hugh Jackman and the Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's when Kevin Feige goes, okay, we have something here, and
Yeah.
we'll keep going. So now they didn't let I mean they know that Deadpool's gonna make fun of themselves. I mean, you know, they're gonna make
Right.
fun of
You
Fox. They're
have
gonna make
to.
fun.
Yeah. It
They
was
know
self
that
aware.
that's yeah. And so I think he was okay with. In fact, Kevin Feige knew exactly why he greenlit this movie, and it's true.
Yeah.
That he wasn't. They weren't talking. He wasn't lying. Right now, MCU is at the bottom. It's
Yeah.
not doing so well.
Welcome to the MCU. You're joining at a low point. Um.
The fourth wall
And
stuff is he is so funny. It's just
yeah.
but sometimes it was too much. There
Yeah.
were points which I thought was my Whitney was saying. Sometimes I just want him to shut up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the movie like Wolverine. He wanted to
He's
be
like,
like,
shut the.
yeah. Like at a certain point, I'm like, okay, he does talk his exposition, his dialogue, all that. It's just sometimes it's just too much, but it is who he is, and that's the
Yeah.
way how it's supposed to be. And so,
I think what this movie had going for it was that balance between, like, because Wolverine had to bring that serious tone, and
yeah.
well, even Deadpool, right? There were some things in
At
Deadpool
the end,
that
there
he
was a
had
little
to.
bit of like a redemption story for him, and
Yep.
so
Yep.
I thought that was great. It was a Guardian of Galaxy moment where they both have to hold their hands and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, but other than that, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I'll watch it again. I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
want to see it
Absolutely.
again. And but I might be the minority. I don't think it's like the great distinction sliced bread. I think
You're saying this isn't going to save the MCU?
no, dude, they didn't even did they reset anything? They didn't reset
No.
anything.
No.
They
They did add some.
they
They
introduced stuff to be able
Yeah.
to be able to merge with the MCU, but they this didn't reset anything.
Yeah. Yeah. They changed to like the TVA from, yeah. So instead of like just pruning the timelines,
Yeah,
they're
and now
letting it
they
die off.
and then they introduced that
The
the
anchor
base.
beings.
Yeah, so now they introduced that, and now you know that one a different variant could be a base for this the universe, a different universe. So now
Yep.
they're setting that up to end the multiverse and go right into a Secret War. Here's
Yep.
my thing though. Secret War has a lot to do with scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So are they gonna bring the scrolls back? Because they didn't do justice with
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah. Secret Invasion was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. So, but anyways, anything else about Deadpool? It was a fun. It was a fun
It was fun.
movie.
It
I
was
enjoyed
fun.
it. Those who think it's the best movie of all time, dial it back, folks. I know Deadpool might be
I
your.
mean, it's probably the best Marvel of this phase, best movie of this
Oh, I
phase.
would probably have to agree with you on
So
that one. Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, yeah, it's just a lot of F words, unnecessary F words. Like I'm all for rated R movies and rated R, stuff, but it's just sometimes it's not necessary for that much. Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they want to say it just because we can say it because it's rated,
They're using it to as a filler.
Yeah, it's like there's so many great movies that's R rated that doesn't overpower you with cuss words or and all
Saving
that
Private
stuff. And
Ryan,
so
Patriot, uh Braveheart. Like there, yeah, I know, agreed. Agreed. It doesn't need to be used as much as it did.
no, but
Um
whatever.
But I mean, first R-rated MCU film, they're gonna do what they want to.
Yeah,
They're gonna push it, and
they're
they
gonna push
pushed
it,
it.
and I'm glad they did. It was fun. So,
Yeah, yeah. What else? Anything
cameo good.
else?
Let's. What about the post credit scene? I thought it
Oh
was
yeah, yeah. That was funny.
man, all the
That was
filth that
funny.
came out of Johnny's
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Oh man,
Just showing like Chris Evans, right? He
got
can,
you, mother.
yeah, and you can quote me. Yeah, that was good. And I like that. It seems like Chris Evans always been able to poke fun of himself.
Yeah, I agree because
So
he was doing it in a Boston accent,
yeah,
and now and on top of that, we know that those people like Blade,
yeah,
Gambit, they didn't die because
yeah.
X 23 was at the little party at the end of the movie,
Oh yeah,
so they brought him back. So yeah, there you go.
yeah. Um, what else? There's something else about that whole thing. Oh, for the most part, the void in this movie was all Fox properties,
Yeah,
right? All like X-Men, Fantastic Four,
yeah.
except for Ant-Man or Giant Man, or whatever you want to call him when he's giant.
He's a variant.
Yeah, yeah,
He's not the
yeah,
real. Yeah.
yeah. But the rest of them seem to be uh, former Fox
Yeah. Well,
IP.
was a goodbye, a love letter, and a goodbye to Fox, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
And so, but
Okay,
okay, what would you rate this movie?
what would I rate it? I'd probably give it. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I'm gonna have to watch it again, but I give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm with you
Yeah,
on that one.
yeah,
7.7. I give it a little bit more higher, 7.5.
7.5. Okay,
I think it's actually close to what the uh Rotten Tomato at. I think it's at 70 something, I
is
believe.
it? I
Yeah.
did like. I mean, just to throw one more thing out there, I like the different Wolverine costumes that we
Oh
got to see
yeah, I thought that
throughout
was
the
cool.
that
Yeah.
montage. Cue the
Yeah.
montage. That was
And it
good.
look and the yellow look when he put the mask on. Oh,
Oh
I was like,
yeah,
dude, that looks so
that
cool.
was rad.
And went to town with all the Deadpool. I thought that scene was crazy.
They
Yeah.
did tease it in the Wolverine,
They did, yeah.
yeah, at the
I
very
remember
end, but
that.
this is the first time we really got to see it. So yeah, yeah, this the yellow suit. I did like that, why this Wolverine wore it.
Yeah.
As kind of a reminder. Yeah. That was
I
good.
thought it was like I said,
Good.
like you said, the emotional aspect of this movie came from Hugh
From Hugh
Jackman
Jackman.
and his
Yep.
acting. And so anyway, folks, 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. That's our score. We don't think it's the greatest movie of all time. I don't think it's the best Deadpool movie, at least in my opinion. I
Yeah.
think it belongs to number one still. And so, but what did you think? Deadpool movie made 200 and something million opening weekend? That's huge.
It's
And
pretty
so
impressive.
it made 30 million the first day.
Wow.
I was like, what? Like
30
so,
million opening night.
yeah. So
Jeez.
if you haven't seen the movie and you watch this, I'm sorry we spoiled the cameo. But if you have seen this, let us know what you think. Did you like the movie? Did you think the cameo was a cameo or was a role? There's people are debating, is it a role or is it a cameo? They were on screen for at least 5, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a role. And
That's a roll.
so I love the fact that it wasn't just like, oh, here you go, you can have Gambit, but it actually plays with the story. I thought that was really clever. After watching this, I don't want the director to direct Avengers because he was given the opportunity to do it,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and
Did he
after
turn it down?
watching, yeah, huh?
Did he turn it down, or
He
did
turned
they
it
just
down
okay?
because he has the Star Wars movies. He's gonna direct
Interesting.
if that's ever gonna happen,
Interesting.
but we'll see. But so he turned it. So I'm kind of glad it's not him, Steve Levy or something. I think that's his name. He did Free
Okay.
Guy. He did
Yeah.
all that. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes
yeah,
sense. I can see that.
I'm glad he's not doing because I don't think it would be as coherent because as what the Russo brothers
Yeah.
can bring.
It'd be all well, I don't think it would be as bad, but it's almost like
No.
giving Taika Waititi the reins for
Oh
an Avengers
yeah.
movie. Like
So
it's not
so
what we
now
want.
we're gonna find out how Deadpool fits in the MCU if he ever shows up again. I don't know how that's gonna work. The tone is different. Although that fight scene in the beginning, man, it looks beautiful because it was all white and you can see the red of the blood and
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
was beautiful. It was good tone. And so, but his character and his the way it is, I don't know how they're gonna fit that into the Secret War. But we'll
be
find out.
interesting to see. Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
find out. We'll see where it's not gonna be till 2026 and 2027 for those two
yeah.
Avengers
It's
movies. But we'll still have
two,
a
three
lot of
years
movies
out.
coming out. The next one is
Mm-hmm.
Captain America 4, which is
Is
I
that in
think it's
February?
I think it's February or March, one of those, but we'll see. Anyways, folks, want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Dave, for staying up. And we like to talk about movies, and sometimes life just gets in the way.
Yep, yep.
And so, but we'll make time to once in a while come, and we'll do it in bulk. And so next time we come together, we're going to talk about House of Dragon
Cobra
season
Kai.
finale and Cobra Kai. And so I'm going to catch up and finish that. Um, Let me ask you a question: Is it cheesy to you so far, Cobra Kai?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's so cheesy. Like
I,
it's been cheesy since like season two,
okay,
season three, maybe
because
season three.
when I'm watching, I'm like, I don't want to watch it because it's so cheesy, man. Like
It's
it's
so
just like,
cheesy. It's so cheesy.
but
The
hopefully it picks up.
last episode is pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll
There's some yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, yeah. We let's talk about it.
All right. Well,
We'll talk
next
about when they
time
catch up. Yeah.
we'll catch up. Anyways, folks, thank you again, and remember, be kind.